Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, aka the King of Boston, and today we're back for episode 7 of the Houston Astros series here on Out of the Park Baseball 15, and we have just wrapped up the 2016 season. We hung around 500 for a while and then went through a disappointing stretch sort of in the last month or so, and you can see, yeah, look at this, we lost our last 6 games, so we fell 10 games under 500 to finish off the season. Not the way we wanted to end it. But, I mean, what's the difference between 76 wins and, I don't know, 80 wins? It's not a huge deal. The only thing I care a little bit about is keeping the owners happy. He wanted us to play close to 500 ball, and I think we achieved that outside of the last 6 games or so. But anyway, so we'll take a quick review of how everyone did for us this season, and sort of, it's pretty much going to, I mean, if you've watched last episode, you would know it. There was no major changes. Singleton, continued to have a good year. Castro was once again okay. Butler regressed a little bit as to be expected, but he still had an incredible year. 5.6 wins above replacement for a guy who doesn't play a whole lot of defense is pretty good. Carlos Correa had a fantastic year. He got a 6.1 wins above replacement. George Springer had 4.6 in limited time. He only played 132 games, so that could have been higher if he had stayed healthy, but anyway, we had really good years out of certain guys. Alex Gordon also had a good year, 801 OPS. But where we really feel with this roster is with some of the glue guys, like I talked about last episode with Fowler and Chase Headley and guys like that. So anyway, Chris Bryant I think is going to take over as our full-time third baseman next year. Headley is going to probably be a bench guy if we don't end up just cutting him because I don't think his value is ever going to go back up. And he's pretty much untradeable at this point. We'll try to shop him around, but I mean, it's going to be really hard to try and deal him. I think Altuve is going to have the second base spot next summer, or not next summer, next year. I'm starting to think I should have kept Jonathan Villar and then propped him at second base or Correa or something. Might have been a better idea than doing what I did. But anyway, and I honestly think Garrett Cole had a rough first year. Porcello was good. Richards was okay. Gonzalez really struggled at the end of the year, and Allen Webster did not do anything as a starter. His ERA really ballooned, and he just was awful as a starter. So we're going to have to fill out that fifth starter spot with someone else. I'm not sure if it'll be Joe Kelly. I kind of like him in the closer role. He did pretty well for us as a closer. Probably one of our best closers since starting this. For the rest of the bullpen, we could definitely use some improvements. So anyway, pitching as a whole, we might have to up a little bit. And then we sort of have long-term plans with a lot of our position players, so I don't think I'm going to be touching a lot of that this offseason. I've touched on it before, but we have some good prospects. We have our outfielder prospect, where is he? Justin Williams reached AAA this year. He went all the way from single A to AAA this year. After really progressing quickly, we got him in the James Shields trade, and you can see our head scout believes his home run power potential is 18 out of 20, so that would be insane. Could be another big bat in the middle of our lineup, and he is a left-handed hitter, which we could use another left-handed power bat, because I like keeping my lineup righty-lefty. So having, a 3-4-5 of Singleton, Springer, and Williams would be something special. So I'm excited for that. Yeah, I'm not sure if he will be up next year. I think we'll have to, maybe we might give him a shot. He's only 21 years old, so I don't want to rush him. But he's Dexter Fowler's long-term replacement. We'll likely move Springer into center field, and then just move, Fowler if we can move him or whatever. But we also have Andrew Applin, who his rating with the head scout is a little bit different than the OSA ratings. He's a contact hitter. I'm not sure what we can do with him. If he has any type of value in a trade, we might be able to toss him in like we did with the Chris Bryant trade. But anyway, and I believe that Ryan Mountcastle guy that we got in the trade with the Cubs earlier this year, I'm not sure what level he's at, but I think he's still in low A ball or something. Yeah, it looks like he's still sort of a ways away, so I'm not counting on him anytime soon. I think, is that him? Yep, Ryan Mountcastle. Ooh, okay, well, he projects as a second baseman, which is good, because we might have a hole at second base. So if he progresses quickly, then maybe we could use him in the coming year or two. But anyway, we'll just have to keep our eye on him. So let's get right into the offseason. We're going to simulate through the playoffs. We'll just simulate up till like October 30th. See what happens, see what goes on, and I suppose I'll just cut out here. Alright, so we're back right before the offseason begins. The Minnesota Twins beat the New York Mets in the World Series. That is not something I would have expected. Sort of curious to see who's on this team. Ooh, Matt Olson is one of the guys. Oh, man. We tried to get him in the Rule 5 draft, and look what he did for them. Wow, that was... All right, well, in hindsight, that's a mistake we made. We should have gotten Matt Olson in the Rule 5 draft. He hit 20 homers for them. Looks like it's not a team with a lot of differences. Some of their pitching looks like has come up and really done well for them, like Jenry Mejia and Zach Wheeler. But I know the Twins were a team that I was trying to make a deal with at the deadline. They were in win-now mode. Look at their pitching. Not great, but I imagine, yeah, Miguel Sano, and is Byron Buxton here? Maybe not, but... Anyway, they have Max Kepler. They have a stacked outfield. I was trying to cheer for one of their outfielders because their outfield is like stacked with like Max Kepler, and they got Mike Poppy coming up soon, and like a bunch of guys like Buxton and all those guys. So anyway, so we're about to begin the off season. We'll get into the salary arbitration, and yeah, we got a season score of 41, sort of an average score, not too good. All right, so Chase Headley has decided to execute his player option. Yep, no surprise there. New budget goes up to $114 million. Cool. Some extra money. Personnel leaving. Bench coach, hitting coach, and team trainer. Trade proposal. Joe Musgrave for Tyler Austin. Austin is a right fielder. Looks like he's a pretty decent player. Ooh, he played well for the Yankees last year. We could maybe use him as a fourth outfielder. Joe Musgrove is one of our starting pitching prospects. Looks like he's 23 years old. Not coming off a great year. Ooh, I think we should do this trade. In fact, I think we will do this trade. Seems like we're getting the better player out of it. So, all right, off-season begins. Arbitration, yes, okay. Martinez. Pedro Martinez to the Hall of Fame. That is awesome. I love Pedro Martinez. Oh, Pedro. Can I... I'd be curious to see if you could actually like sign players like that, but... Anyway, other news. Wow, Kansas City. Looks like they're firing their entire staff. Ben Cherington is fired. I know Farrell got fired earlier in the year. Gary Sheffield's into the Hall of Fame. Rick Renteria was fired. I guess the Cubs probably had a disappointing year. Tigers raised. All right. So enough with that. Let's go to the salary arbitration. Looks like no one big here. Chris Carter. Man, you are just awful. I feel like we should get rid of Chris Carter, even though I really like him as just a player. I like his skill set. Joe Kelly we definitely want back. I think we want all these guys back. Garrett Richards going to get a small increase. Ooh, Dallas Keuchel. It's a lot of money for someone who's not that good. I'm sort of I don't want to pay Chris Carter. I'm not going to pay Chris Carter $1.5 million. I'd rather save that money and give it to someone else. Scott Elbert, I'll re-up. Bass, I'll re-up. Richards. I guess I'll keep Dallas Keuchel, but I'm not too sure if I really want to. Maybe we can try shopping him around. I just don't want to pay him. Like he's not. I feel like he's not worth. You know what is he going to get $2 million on a small market team? Like no way. So let's see what we can shop for him. I probably should have shopped around Chris Carter just to see what we can do. Anyway, I should probably cut this out. All right, so we have some offers for Dallas Keuchel, and I'm sort of torn on what to do here. I think I'd like to go after bullpen help. I just want it to be cheaper than what Keuchel's going to cost. I think we have plenty of lefties. I'm sort of deciding... I didn't even look this far down. Oh, this makes it even tougher. Nick Martinez is rated really highly. Oh, I think we'll have to get Nick Martinez just because of his rating. Oh, he's had a couple good years. Yeah. And his service time is 1 year, 138 days. So he's going to make the minimum next year. Yeah, I think we'll get Nick Martinez. I was sort of deciding between Anthony Ronaldo and Rafael Montero. Montero's rated a little bit higher. Both, I think, could sort of bounce back. They've regressed a little bit. Ronaldo was only 27. His main issue is his control. But he has really good stuff, which is why I was sort of, tempted to go after him. But I think we're going to get Nick Martinez. I was also intrigued by John Moscott, who doesn't have a lot of service time, and seems like he's pretty decent. But I think I'm going to get Nick Martinez. Seems like the best course of action here, so we will trade. And Martinez, he's only making the minimum, so we'll save us some money here. Complete trade. Oh, yeah, I'm sure the fans are not thrilled about losing Keuchel, but anyway, I'm also going to shop around Chris Carter. See what he can get us on the open market. Alright, so here are the offers for Chris Carter. And I think I'm going to pick up Marco Gonzalez, who is a left-hander out of the Cardinals organization with no service time. Or actually, he does have a little bit of service time. But It's highly rated, has pretty good ratings here. He's also rated nicely by the OSA. He could even, he's projected to be a starter at some point, which would be interesting. But anyway, basically he'd be, cheap bullpen help. He's a lefty, which replaces Keuchel nicely. He could also pick up Tanner Scheppers, who's pretty good, but he's arbitration eligible right now. He's a little bit older. I was also considering picking up, there's Rafael Montero again. I was considering picking up Stephen Vogt here out of the Red Sox organization, formerly with the Oakland A's. He could be a pretty decent backup catcher. I think he has pretty solid ratings, but I think I'm going to go with Marco Gonzalez from the St. Louis Cardinals. We'll do this trade. So we bolster up our bullpen, trading some arbitration eligible guys, and just getting a little bit cheaper too, which is good. Save us some money. So we're going to put all these guys in the Major League team, I think, including Tyler Austin. For now, at least. We could option them back down at some point, but as for now, they will be on our Major League team, placed in the active roster. And then, all right, I guess we will, let's go back to the salary arbitration. Make sure, I want all these guys back. Peacock, Kelly, Elbert, Bass, and Richards. That's good. And, I don't think any of them are going to be making too much money. Nah, okay. So we will skip ahead. We'll skip ahead a little bit. Cut back in quickly here. Carlos Correa did win Rookie of the Year, which is pretty cool. Yeah, he had a really good year. High OBP, high slugging, 882 OPS, only 22 years old. Very excited for his future. He's pretty much filled out. Looks like he has a little bit of room for improvement, like his avoiding Ks and contact ratings and stuff. But he hit second for us, and I think that's the perfect spot for him in the future. So, and we're really excited about that. And also, George Springer won his second Gold Glove, which is cool. So not only doing it offensively, but also doing it defensively. Yeah, he's a really highly defensive rated in right field, which means maybe I'll actually put Justin Williams in center when he gets called up, because if Springer's going to keep winning Gold Gloves, I would like him to stay in right. So anyway. So the salaries for the arbitration eligible players have been handed down, and it looks like everyone got what we offered them. So that's good to see. And free agency is in just a couple of days, so we'll skip ahead till then. Like I said, I don't see us making any big moves in free agency this year. We'll take a look at the international ones as well, but this is not a good free agency class, I would say. Well, oftentimes those aren't actually the top free agents, so we'll see. Yeah, it looks like Aroldis Chapman's a free agent, so that's pretty big if I say so myself. But let's go to off-season center and free agents, and we'll take a look at some of these players. Looks like Chris Medlin's available. Yeah, those lists are always very deceiving. Not actually top free agents, but anyway, start by this. So, yeah, bullpen help would be nice, but I don't know how much we're going to be spending on it. Koichi Ohara is fragile now. Ryan Castile is a free agent. Did we not trade him, or what? Wait a minute. Oh, wow. The Cubs non-tendered Ryan Castile. I'd like to get him back. What does he want? Oh, okay, he wants a big contract. I mean, he'd be a good backup catcher, but I don't know. He's 25 years old. He's certainly not going to start over Jason Castro, so I probably can't offer him. I'm surprised that the Cubs did not bring him back. I guess he was... I don't know how they didn't bring him back, but whatever. It's not important. So... Alright, so basically, we really don't have any, actually, we have no money for free agents. You see our player payroll is already at $92 million. So, and that's sort of what I expected. I'm not too surprised. There are some really interesting names in here, even though some of their ratings have diminished a little bit, but like Johnny Cueto, Shelby Miller got, I don't know if it's you don't technically get non-tendered when you're arbitration eligible, but I don't know, whatever. Shelby Miller's a free agent despite not, only having 4 years of service time. I think I just saw Jonathan Lucroy's name in there. There's some interesting free agents. Aaron Sanchez is that pitcher for the Mets, I believe. Wow, look at him. He's just nothing. I really wish I could sign you, but I don't have enough money, as you can see. Yeah, so if we can unload some sort of money, it'd be nice, but I think we did a good job of unloading. Oh, well, he's also out for 7 to 8 months, so that would sort of make sense, I guess. Jay Bruce is a free agent. So, yeah, so really interesting names. Oh, yeah, and Steven Strasburg, which... he's going to hit the market at 28. That is going to be a good time. Anyway, Ryan Dempster's still in the list of free agents. I'm surprised he didn't just retire yet, but either way, I just saw Josh Reddick's name. So pretty much the only thing we can look to do in terms of moving around pieces on our roster is through trades, which there are some players I'd love to unload, like Chase Headley or Dexter Fowler, but I don't see that happening. But like guys like Destin Hood or Tyler Austin or Andrew Appleton could carry some sort of value in a potential trade for another starter, because we definitely want one more starter. Webster's not going to be in the rotation next year. I also wouldn't mind trading Miguel Gonzalez since he's making $4 million. He has been pretty good, but last year he really struggled. Garrett Richards, I think I want to keep. Porcello, I mean, I might shop him around just for the hell of it. I think I'd like to keep him, but just on a small market team, a pitcher making $11 million, you always have to sort of take offers for a guy like that. So anyway, so I think I'm going to sort of look around for a potential deal to make, and if nothing comes about, then this will be a very minor offseason and probably a pretty short episode, but we'll see. I think we'll try to come up with something here. We definitely have pieces to move. I mean, you look at our farm system, we have lots of depth at certain areas, like especially the outfield. Like Destin Hood and Tyler Austin are not prospects, but they're useful players on a team. And Andrew Appleton is, still a prospect, so I think we have moves to make, and we'll certainly try to make them. Ooh, and Nolan Fontana's potential went up again. That's good. Oh yeah, his ratings have gone up nicely. So yeah, maybe he might even get the second base job next year. I'd be sort of curious. I mean, he's really struggled in his short time at the major league level. Yeah, you can see he did not hit very well. Only had 107 at bats, but yeah, I guess he doesn't add many at bats other than that. But anyway, so we have some options here. We have some pieces to move, I think. So we'll see what we can do. All right, it appears the Cardinals are in the market for an outfielder because they are interested in acquiring Dexter Fowler, who is still owed $12 million over the next 2 years, and who I would love to unload. He played well at the end of the year, I suppose. Well, I don't know, actually, but his rating went up, so I guess he did play a little bit better. Boy, he does still have some good OBP skills, but I think we're going to pick up Lou Marson here. He's making $1.2 million out of arbitration. He has some good OBP skills. It could be a good backup catcher, probably better than Max Stassi. So the rest of these guys are just middle relievers. So I think we're going to pick up Lou Marson. And that... Did it just go through? I'm not even sure. Oh, we didn't... what the hell? Oh, okay, I was confused for a bit, but yeah, the trade did go through. So you pick up a backup catcher in Marson. Obviously, it's a one-sided trade in terms of potential, or not potential, but like overall rating, like ability or whatever. From a pure baseball standpoint, they got the better player, but unloading that contract is huge for us. I wonder if that frees up any money for free agents, which not saying I would use, but it would be nice to have, I suppose, in case. Yeah, so we have $3 million for free agents, so we could potentially sign someone like Ryan Castile or Shelby Miller or something. So we'll go back to that. I'm going to still look to try and make some moves here, including trying to trade Chase Headley. So we will be back. All right, so hallelujah. It looks like people want to take Chase Headley off our hands, including potentially giving up Alex Cobb, Rafael Montero. I think Cobb is better. Probably gives us the potential. He's not been good in the last couple of years, but he's making more money than Montero, and he is. I don't know. Who do I want? Montero or Alex Cobb here? Montero's younger. He has great control. He was pretty good in his short time at the major league level last year. I think I want Rafael Montero, right? I think so. And I'm so happy to unload this contract. Oh, it's so awesome. That's gonna give us like $10 million to sign on free agents too. It's great. Yeah, I guess. Cobb has just not been good lately. And his ratings aren't that much better than Montero's, I don't think. No, they really aren't. So let's get Rafael Montero. We will do this one. Complete trade. And we get a personal message. Fan acquisition. Oh, wow, it increased a little bit. I guess our team, or I guess our fans hated Chase Headley. I don't blame them. So Chris Bryant's going to take over in third base next year. Now the question is, do we want to find a potential stopgap in center field for a year? Because you don't want to rush Justin Williams. He's only 21 years old. And we now have about $9 million in free agent money. So I wouldn't mind trying to find a center fielder for a one-year contract. Maybe, well, there aren't a ton of good outfielders here. Oh, John Jay wants $11 million. He didn't even play well last year. Okay, good luck with that, John Jay. But yeah, maybe picking up like a Ben Revere, or I mean, we could even indulge. I mean, I don't think Peter Borges is going to sign a one-year contract, but Alejandro De Aza might. I guess Everett Cabrera can play center field, or Angel Pagan potentially. Ben Revere, maybe Pagan. Pagan's 35. He's coming off of a pretty bad year. He was good in 2015. Well, he was okay, let's say. He's fragile. Ben Revere has not been great. I mean, Ben Revere would replace Fowler at the top of our lineup, I think. We could also give it to Andrew Applin, but at the same, I mean, I'd like to have some insurance, you know. I think I might go after Ben Revere. I think that's a safe bet. He's not going to want a lot of money, it looks like. Yeah, let's just offer him a 1-year, $1.4 million contract. Ask for response. Okay, so Revere would do nicely replacing Fowler at the top of the lineup. I think Applin's a lefty, so there's no potential for a platoon there, but at the same time, if you ever went down, Applin would be there to come up. And then let's look at starters, off-season center. This leaves us with what, this would leave us with $8.4 million or something to spend on, or 8.3 it looks like, to spend on a starter. So let's go to starting pitchers. I don't think there's anyone here that we're really gonna be able to get. Like a lot of these guys want just a ton of money. Aaron Sanchez would be a nice guy to pick up. I'm saying too much. I apologize. Wow, Josh Colmerton wants $18 million. Are you serious? He's an Iron Man, apparently. So, yeah, looks like Sanchez would be out for the year, but if we locked him up for multiple years, he could come back and be a good prospect with us. So let's try to get him on... I can't get more years? No, I won't. Oh, okay. Why can't I give you more years? Well, I don't really want to... I mean, I'll sign him for I guess that's $500,000. Ask for his response. But now he wants more money. Well, how about we go back to $550,000? Okay, we'll see if he takes it. And I'm starting to be paying him not to pitch next year, but I'd like to... Actually, I don't even know. I could probably just sign whatever. It's not a big deal. So I think if we want to sign a starter... Wow, Andrew Cashner's a free agent. Then we'll wait till the end of free agency and try to pick up someone on the cheap. But in the meantime, what I would really like to do is try and piece together a trade for a good starter. And we have money to spend on a potential starter, so I think things could get a little bit interesting here if we could try and find someone on the trade market. So we'll see what we can do. Okay, so here's a guy that I'm really targeting, Madison Bumgarner, who's on a pretty team-friendly contract through 2019, which would give us 3 years of him at basically $12 million each year, $11.5 in the upcoming one. But anyway, he's only 27 years old, and he's coming off of probably his worst season as a pro, but still a pretty good one, 3.94 ERA, and only a 1.28 WHIP. So I think he'd be a pretty good guy to get. He's rated really highly, and he's still pretty young. So I think he's one of the most underrated pitchers in baseball in real life. But I think getting him would be great. So right now, Juan Moran, whatever you want to say his name, was sort of pondering over this deal. We're giving up Tyler Austin and Destin Hood, two of our sort of utility outfielders that would probably start for them. Their team is in rebuilding phase right now, and they do not have a lot of good outfielders right now. So that would help them out a little bit in that sense. I don't want to give up Andrew Applin. I'd rather they were I've sort of been throwing out outfielders into this trade, but it looks like at this point there's not a lot we can do to make them say yes, this trade will happen, other than give up one of our blue chippers. So I'd like to try and do this. No. What did we just do? Oh, Okay, how's... Alright, any of these players would work. Oh, okay. Well, if they want... Oh, I've never used that little option before, but that's an interesting one. So, if we add any of these players, they will accept the trade. So, what about this guy? Doesn't look like he's really much to us. Still young. Oh, oops, okay. Let's add in him, and they will do the trade. Okay, sweet. So, let's complete the trade. And we get Madison Bumgarner. So, Brad Peacock is gone. He was getting pretty angry at us. And he's a guy that we had to give up for salary reasons. I would have liked to keep him for the bullpen, but I also had to give up Miguel Gonzalez just for salary reasons to make this all work out, because Bumgarner is making good deal of money. So anyway, that I think really helps out our pitching rotation. So I think we're gonna make Bumgarner our number 1. Oh, he's right now in the DFA screen. So let's add Bumgarner. We also got Rafael Montero to hopefully replace Brad Peacock. So we might even give Montero a shot at the 5th starter spot. I think I would like to do that. And for now, we'll put Marson on the active roster. I'm not sure. It might be like a spring training competition between him and who am I thinking of? Max Stassi. So we'll leave Bumgarner as the number. Okay. We'll leave Bumgarner as the number 1 for now. Cole, I think Porcello is good as the number 3. Yeah, I mean, if Cole can bounce back from his poor year last year to do what he did in 2015 or 2014, then our pitching staff is going to be really good. So just that 5th starter spot, which for now we're going to give to Rafael Montero. Nick Martinez is going to be, I think, a middle reliever, and we'll give the other middle relief spot to Alan Webster. But we also have Marco Gonzalez, who might get the call over David Rollins. I think we'll do that. And then, yeah, the rest of these guys I don't really care too much about. So, awesome. So, I think that's really the only big move we're going to make in the offseason. Just because we sort of don't have a lot of money to spend. If we go to free agents, I think we're not going to have any money. Maybe like a couple $1,000s. But, we still have $5 million. I'm not sure. I guess, wow, how did we end up with that much money? I have no idea. But anyway, let's simulate ahead a little bit to see if Revere and the other guy signs. I forget already who we offered that money to. Oh, and it's the Rule 5 draft. Okay. So let's continue the Rule 5 draft. Hopefully we don't lose anyone. I'm always a little bit concerned about losing players in this, but it doesn't look like any of our big name prospects are in this. So let's go to the next pick by Houston. We could use an infielder again, like a Dan Gamache, who had a pretty decent year in AAA last year, it looks like. We could potentially use him. I think I would like to pick up an infielder out of this. So I think we might try to get Dan Gamache. Maybe Nick Ahmed. Oh, yeah, here he is. Ooh, he's not been very good. Okay. I think we'll pick up Dan Gamache as our middle infielder. Yeah. Should we do it? Yeah, I think we will. Also, Carson Smith. He's a pretty good player. Ooh, looks like he's got good stuff. An extreme ground ball pitcher. Maybe we'll take a flyer on him. He has really good ratings. Good fastball slider. Ooh, yeah, his stuff plays out in a bullpen role. I think we'll try to get Carson Smith. And then maybe try to pick up Dan Gamache. Let's pick up Smith. Oh, but I didn't pick Nick Cristiani. No, I didn't. Okay. There we go. Ooh, he's 6'5". Yeah, I like Carson Smith. A little bit of a Burke Badenhop in him. Tall guy, ground ball pitcher. All right, here's a trade offer that you don't see too often. You rarely get big trade offers like this from other teams, and I'm not going to do this because we already have a lot of outfielders and not a lot of second baseman's a big hole, and we'd be giving up 2 of our second basemen. But Gregory Polanco for Nolan Fontana and Ryan Mountcastle. I'm actually going to put Mountcastle as untouchable just because he is such a stud. I'm going to put him as untouchable. And yeah, I mean, Fontana, we should probably set Fontana as available. But yeah, Polanco would be great, but we have Springer, Gordon, and we're going to have Justin Williams coming up. So although we could use him in center field this year, it would be such a good offer. But if he's on the block, I'd love to make a deal for him. In fact, maybe that's something I should explore to potentially be our center fielder this year. But anyway, I'm not giving up Ryan Mountcastle because Mountcastle's a beast, and he's probably our second baseman for the future. So, all right, so I went back to the Gregory Polanco trade, and I'm trying to tinker with it a little bit. I'm trying as hard as I can to not give up either of these top 3 players, Ryan Mountcastle, Chris Bryant, or Justin Williams. They're not really intrigued by Mountcastle or Bryant, despite them actually in the original offer wanting Mountcastle, but Justin Williams is the guy they're really trying to go after, and I am like refusing to get rid of him. And although it seems kind of foolish because he is almost Major League ready, and we're going to have Alex Gordon, Gregory Polanco, and George Springer at the Major League level. Polanco is going to be a Super 2 player, I do believe. It might not even be Super 2, but at the end of 2017, he's going to be arbitration eligible. Alex Gordon's contract will expire the year afterwards, so there's going to be some money issues at some point, and I'd like to keep Williams as sort of an insurance option. Just going after that point, then we'll have Williams if we want to let go of one of those players. So, and also Springer's going to be hitting arbitration at some point in the near future. So, I sort of want to. I'm really trying to hold on to Justin Williams, and this is about as close as I can get. Okay, I have to think about this. Please submit this offer. I'd like to hold on to Morgan Gray. I'd rather give up a guy like Alex Blandino, but they're not going to do that. I don't want to give up Michael Cantu. I'm giving up Andrew Applin and Nolan Fontana. Both guys actually have salary, so I have to take back Victor Marte's salary of just $500,000 for 1 year. Yeah, I've been trying to work around Fontana. I'd give them Applin because we really just don't need Applin. I really don't want to give up Morgan Gray, but I think, if I do make this deal work now, they're only going to want, no one actually, so... I guess we'll have to give up Morgan Gray. He's one of our top pitching prospects, and I'd like to hold on to him, but it's what it's going to take to get this guy. And if we do end up with we have other prospects that potentially try to flip for better pitchers, so we'll submit this trade, and we'll simulate out a few days, see what they have to say about it. It'd be a huge mega deal. I'd probably just DFA Victor Marte, quite frankly. I have a feeling they're not going to accept that. Jay, it's too bad. We received a personal message. No way. All right. That's not a fair deal. You have to offer us some more. So let's go back. And I guess I'll go through the negotiations with you guys, but we want it centered around Fontana. It's the guy that they wanted. Well, maybe we'll even try to do it without Fontana, because maybe he's bringing the deal down. So let's go back to Gareth Morgan. We definitely want in there. And then I think they really want... We'll throw Andrew Applin in there, and I think they want Morgan Gray. That's not a fair deal. You have to offer some more. I don't know what they would have to say about it. I'd like to get rid of Blandino. I don't really think we have a use for him at any point in the near future. And maybe like Jahmai Jones. They have to think about that. If I get rid of Blandino, is there a make this deal work guy here? Oh, okay, there's some interesting ones. So we could... Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, they have some interest in some of our pitchers like Rafael Montero. So I think we'll give up Montero. And then they would do this trade. So this is going to be a huge move. We're getting Gregory Polanco. He'll be our full-time center fielder. We're getting rid of Applin. So Revere is going to be our fourth outfielder. Wow, this is a huge deal. All right, so we're going to go through with this trade. Complete. And we got Gregory Polanco. Awesome. That is so cool. Oh, man, that's great. Polanco had a decent year last year. Wasn't anything special. Did have 5 wins above replacement. He's pretty good defensively in center field, so that's good. That's where he will be playing. We'll keep Springer in right. Springer and Polanco both have the same right field defensive rating, but Polanco's is better in center. Ooh, he's a little bit fragile, so that's something we'll have to keep an eye out on. But we do have some good insurance options like Justin Williams and Ben Revere. So anyway, there was some sort of like repercussion that I was thinking of a moment ago, and I can't remember what it was. Well, I don't know. But all right, so we got him, and we're gonna go to roster and transactions. Gregory Polanco put on the active roster. Welcome to the team. What an offer! That is so cool. Or what a deal. Anyway, so and we keep Nolan Fontana out of that, so he'll still battle out with Altuve for the starting second base spot. So anyway, until then, we'll be back. Alright, so I've constructed all 4 lineups, and this is probably the first time I've really carefully constructed each lineup with taking in multiple things into account for where guys play, where they hit in the lineup and stuff. So basically, Correa and Gordon are my 1-2, Correa, I talked about earlier how I think he's really a prototypical number 2 hitter. He's going to hit leadoff for us. He has the OBP skills and he has the base running ability. So yeah, I think he'll do fine. I do like having Pop in my 2-hole, which is why I sort of liked Correa there. But Gordon is going to be fine in the 2-hole. He has great OBP skills. He's a fine base runner. He hit leadoff for the Royals in 2013. So yeah, that'll be a fine one too. And because we got Chris Bryant in there, we got a couple more middle of the order type of guys like Gregory Polanco. It means that moving Gordon up doesn't really shorten our order. Springer 3rd, Singleton will be 4th, Butler 5th, Polanco 6th. This is where it gets a little iffy. I like to keep a righty-lefty, so I kept Polanco in the 6th hole despite him not really having the home run power that Chris Bryant does. We'll see how he does as a run producer. But Bryant hits right behind him, and then Castro and Nolan Fontana. Fontana and Altuve will platoon. And even when Fontana starts, he's still the backup shortstop. We'll just have Altuve start there because Altuve doesn't even have a shortstop defensive rating, whereas Fontana's shortstop defensive rating is actually pretty decent at 13. So we'll keep him there. Our team is going to be really good defensively, I think. Springer, Polanco, Gordon are all very good at defensive outfielders for their positions. Correa is pretty good. Fontana and Altuve are both pretty good. Bryant is okay. He's a little iffy. Castro is good. And Singleton's pretty, well, I guess he's okay. So I think we'll have a pretty good defense. And then when we take out DHs, basically Butler and Singleton platoon for that first base spot. And the rest pretty much stays the same. The order gets a little bit mixed up because Bryant comes up here. We like to keep a righty-lefty, but Bryant's home run power comes up when we don't have Singleton there for that 4 spot. I still like to have some home run power instead of just plopping Polanco up there. So I actually move Bryant up, and then Castro. And against this lefties, I should probably actually do that. I'll keep Polanco in the 5 hole, then Butler, and then Castro. And against righties, Singleton back in there, Bryant 5th, and then Polanco, Castro, Fontana. So that's the lineup, and the rotation I already sort of showed you guys. So we're good on that. And guys, this is going to be a very good season, I'm predicting. I think our team is really set to make a run. Our pitching staff is good, and our lineup is even better. I think our lineup is just going to really carry this team. Good defense and not a lot of holes, I don't think. So I'm really excited, and I hope you guys are too. So that's pretty much going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy, and I'm out. Peace.